It was really good. I mean, at times a little disorganized, and a few times certain bands probably got the shaft. But I don't really expect much more from a tour, in its first year. So next year I'm sure will be a lot better.
Yeah,
and hope we get to be a part of it.
We're at the Cleveland one, and I think you played maybe 13, 14 minutes, 15 minutes.
We
5 songs.
20 minute sets. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things they need to iron out. They've got to realize that they can't book as many bands as they did. Number one. Number two, in my opinion, when your stuff is already set up on stage, it shouldn't take a half hour, 45 minutes for you to start your show. And a lot of the main stage bands had like half hour, 45 minutes, changeovers. And there's no reason for that, because there's a good 15, 20 minutes of dead air, just waiting for the band to come on. So in that time, why don't you give the side stage bands more time to play? And it doesn't, and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, otherwise, I mean, it was. I think overall as a show, it was really good. I think most of the bands were really good. I mean, can't like everybody, but not everybody likes us. But it's, I mean, the catering sucked. It's the worst food I ever eaten in my life. Every band will tell you it was fucking terrible. I mean, first we had these lesbians from Australia that would just wear nighties all day long, and they were vegetarians, so the meat was already really fucked up. There was like some kind of conspiracy to stop us from eating meat. It was just, they just couldn't get it right. We had another caterer that no matter what they cooked, it tasted exactly like the grill. I was like, man, this is some good steak. Here's a piece of chicken. I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
So let's talk about this new album. It's really fucking good. It's only the sound. It's only like type it up. I'm not gonna broadcast it.
No, I don't care.
I'll just put it in parentheses. It inhales giant marijuana balls.
No, go ahead, because I'm not saying I'm going to be the new leader of the pot smokers or anything like that, but I definitely have some interesting opinions.
Yeah.
When
it's got a few seeds in it. Sorry about that. What can you do?
No, it's homegrown.
Yeah. But the album is like amazing. I mean, it's not any really like totally different. It's way more intense, I think, and just over the top. It's better than most shit out there.
Thank you.
Best shit I've heard forever.
I'd like to think we have a little bit of a different outlook. I mean, I wouldn't say I'd like to think. I think we do, compared to a lot of what's going on. There's a lot of trends that's going on right now in music. I mean, besides the white boy rap, there's this. Everybody has to play 7-string guitars and tune to B, and I don't understand that. Because I just don't understand the mentality. Well, I see this band do it, I'm going to do it too. And now that there's all these bands doing it, it's okay. It's not, because I mean, it happens, constantly. Metallica, when they first, when Master of Puppets really hit. I mean, actually, when Kill 'Em All hit, how many Metallica wannabe bands were there? Exodus, Anthrax. There's a lot of these bands that were just, James Hetfield was the first guy to really be yelling. All the way through music. He's the godfather of like true vocal aggression, in my opinion. And a million bands copy them. Pantera blows up, changes music again. Now everybody sounds like Pantera. There's everywhere you looked in the early '90s, there was somebody that had similar grooves, similar drum patterns in their music, and a guy that could scream deep, not just high pitch, and not sound like a death metal dude. And now you have Korn, who came along and did the same thing, and everyone's jumping on that bandwagon. I don't understand, because we want to push the borders of music. We want to see what we can do with heavy music that hasn't been done before. I'd like to etch our name in history, is to say, well, these bands are doing this, but this band did this. I've got no interest in anything that what's going on. I think fucking music as a whole is hit an all-time low in history.
Just besides the originality, you guys are like 10 times better musicians, and the musicianship among what is popular in metal today is pretty shitty, and like you guys really like have at least have a focus on that to where it's important, and come out and, don't look stupid because you can't play what you recorded or shit like that, you know what I mean? Just like, it's kind of gone downhill as far as that, don't you think?
Well, definitely. I mean, none of us are, music theory, we don't really know shit about how music's supposed to be, properly. I mean, we all have our training in different aspects that, probably that got us started, but, we're not musical gearheads.
Yeah.
But, nowadays, I mean, Nirvana started a trend where it became okay for music to be sloppy, and that's when the musicianship died. Like, everyone talks about how Nirvana killed metal. Nirvana made it possible for shitty guitar players to be in bands. I don't care how stupid the bands looked in the 80s with their big hair and makeup and all that shit. Those motherfuckers could play. I mean, you can't. I mean, C.C. DeVille might not have been might not have had a lot of heart and souls in solos, and you might not have been as good as someone like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Jimi Hendrix or any of those guys. But I'd like to see some of the guitar players in the bigger bands today play some of the shit that he did. Bands used to take pride in how well they could play their music, and I think a lot of that started probably with Led Zeppelin. I mean, they were in Pink Floyd, and I mean, that's in my opinion, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. Even I'm not a big Who fan, but I recognize how good they were. These are all bands that was as good as it's ever going to get. It's never ever going to be that good again.
Yeah, it's almost like the Helmet. I mean, they were like that. I mean, talk about musicians. They were musicians.
Yeah.
And it just since then, it didn't seem like.
But their music was really, really simple.
Yeah.
I mean, Helmet's probably responsible for a lot of, like, the way. I mean, if you listen to a lot of bands, it's a combination of Rage Against the Machine and Helmet. That same like kind of breaking kind of grooves that Helmet would do, and the repetition that Rage Against the Machine has. You could stick all three Rage Against the Machine records together and you get one long fucking song.
Yeah.
Sorry, I run my mouth. I'm just one of those people.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But like, you're on TVT now, so I guess they're pretty good as far as letting you do what you want to do, right? I mean, a lot of bands probably have kind of pressure to do a certain thing.
That was the whole point. We weren't going to go anywhere. I mean, I met with one guy from another record label, a much, much larger record label, I'm not going to say. And the guy sat there and talked to me about our image. We don't really have an image. We're four guys that occasionally end up wearing all black clothes together on stage on accident a lot of the time, and I don't understand how that constitutes an image. I mean, we're a musical group. I mean, tell me something about my music, and what a lot of these record labels that were coming after us needed to understand was, if you sign Nothingface, you sign Nothingface for what we do, not for what we could do. We realize what we're capable of in years to come, but don't you dare come in the studio and try to tell us how to do our fucking job. You do your job, write checks, call people, do that shit. We'll do our job by writing music and playing. You just damn well stay the fuck out of that. I mean, never before has anyone intruded, and no one ever will. We're too critical of things. I mean, you may be a little arrogant, but in our minds, no one's going to do it any better than us. So, what's the point of hiring a big, big, huge producer guy that specialty is rearranging songs and to come in and work with you? We're just not one of those bands.
But how big is this new album going to be? I mean,
that's a good question.
It's fucking great. I mean, you talk about like the Metallica and the Pantera. I mean, it's about time that somebody. Oh my God. Like the System of a Down. I don't know if you like them. I'm sure they're nice guys. I'm sure you hang out with them. Not saying anything bad about them. He can't sing what he recorded, you know what I mean? And they just come out. I don't know. I've seen so many bands just come out and like not be able to do. I don't know. It's just like you can play like
Serge can sing what he recorded. I've heard him do it many times, but
maybe it was just the shows I've seen.
Yeah.
A few, but I mean.
Well, I mean,
not really. They're not bad. They're not bad.
I don't know. No, they're not.
In general,
I mean, I like System of a Down a lot. I mean, they have their place in music. I mean, they don't have the type of sound that a million other people are going to follow. It's just. That's not the kind of thing. I mean, you try to do that, if you're not System of a Down, you're going to wind up looking really stupid. And Serge, I mean, personally, I think Serge is a great guy, and I think he's a really, really good singer. But personally, I smoke a lot of pot, but I do not smoke a lot of pot before I play. You know, the fact that I'm sitting here getting high, looking at the time, I'm pretty amazed because I usually don't do this. And I mean, you know, Howard can vouch for that because I'm not going to go up on stage tired. My parts are hard enough to sing on their own, and I'm not perfect every night. I mean, you always hit a bad note or come in a little bit late on something or whatever, but you know, it's different in the studio. You're sitting there for 5 hours at a time working on a song, going over every single piece, singing it over and over and over again until it's absolutely perfect, the way you want it to sound, like emotion-wise and at the same time technically, you know. And some people can just roll up there and Ramo do it. Some people can't, you know. I mean, I just make sure that I have enough energy to go up there and do the best I can, you know what I mean? But it's like everything else. You have bad nights, and sometimes you have a string of bad nights, and, you know, I don't know.
It's just, I don't know, it just seems like there's a whole lack of, I don't know, just everything. I mean, I've seen you play, like, I don't know, I've seen like a couple of shows where you were in New York, which is probably kind of a hard place to play. You know how the crowds are there, they're real finicky and hardcore crowd, but, you know, you're one of those bands that could play, and people would be like, you know, like Worcester, Mass or something like that, and people would be totally into it, you know, whereas other bands like would go up and they would kind of suck.
Actually, New York and Worcester and Boston are three. New York is our biggest market, hands down. I mean, but that's a lot of that.
I mean, just like.
I understand what you mean. I mean, not every band can roll up to New York and end up following. We had a lot of help from a radio station called WSOU. But, you know, at the same time, they played us a lot because we were requested a lot. And that's because a lot of good bands, you know, gave us opportunity to be on bills with them, and we got put in front of a lot of people, you know, and but shit, you know, you stick a turd up in front of 10,000 people a night, and people are going to go buy his record. So, I mean, I don't know, it's just if you somehow convince people to get behind you and, you know, respect what you do and put it out there, you know, you're going to be successful. I don't think the amount of records you sell has anything to do with how good you are or how well you write songs. I mean, no. I mean, everybody's a bullshit artist. I mean, you can convince people of any kind of crap. I mean, there's certain bands out there, and I will say one, Coal Chamber, that
I think they're breaking up. That's what I heard.
Well, fucking, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, I'm sure they're nice people. I mean, I've actually met Miguel and them a couple times, and they're really, really nice guys. You know, and say what you want about me, you know, or whatever, how arrogant Matt Holt is from Nothingface or whatever, but them and probably about 10 other bands that I could think of right off the top of my head are never deserving of what they have, you know. And I wish there's some bands out there that deserve those 1.5 year long Pantera tours. You put anybody in front of that many people are going to go buy it because they just think, number one, out of curiosity for going to go see the band, who's this band opening for this bigger band? Number two, some people just think, well, man, if they play with this band, then they're down, so they must like them, so I should too, you know. And then a couple weeks later, I don't like it, you know. And it's just, I don't know, it really irritates me. It actually almost takes away some of the value of being successful in music because you don't have to be the cream of the crop to get there, and that's really fucking stupid.
So I mean, you just seem like you have a lot of pride in like doing the best as much as possible. You know what I mean? Where other it's just kind of refreshing to say the least.
Like I hear people talk shit about Seven Dust. Seven Dust might not write the most complicated music there is, but you know what? You go see those guys, they're gonna be fucking perfect every single night. And tell me they can't play if they can do that. And when there's so many bands that overplay and can't do shit live, you know what I mean? Because they okay, we're gonna make. I mean, we're the type of band definitely that the record's this and the live performance is that. No, I'm not gonna be doing 3-part harmonies live. You know, no, we don't have enough people in the band that can sing to do that shit. Yeah. You know, you're gonna hear me sing the lead vocal. Occasionally, Bill will be doing harmonies. You know, you're not gonna hear a lot of the crazy, weird, like, you know, sounds and shit that goes on. We don't have a keyboardist. We don't know if we want to incorporate one yet. You come see the live show, you accept the live show for what it is. This is Nothingface live. This is this band in its rawest form. You know, when you go get the record, it's a totally different thing. That's us sitting down for a year, and, you know, and pouring out pretty much every emotion, every thought that we had in that entire time, which is not anything what a live show is. A live show is you know, an hour of adrenaline and you know, just creating a vibe, you know. And it just, I don't know, it's like it's a different thing. Like I hear bands, oh, so and so sucks live. You know, and I've seen that band a million times, and they're fucking amazing. Well, why do they suck live? Well, because they didn't do this, this, and this. So, I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, you know, what happened? I mean, shit, when you used to go see Led Zeppelin in the early 70s, you'd be lucky if you heard a Led Zeppelin song. They played like 4 songs and the rest would be jamming. You know, people loved it because they just wanted to go see that band play music. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, just that band to play music. I mean, I don't know, I'm rambling on and on.
Well, those emotions you were talking about, I just got the whole thing yesterday and recorded, listened to it all the way up here, but I had the single and the Can't Wait for Violence, so I heard those 3 songs, of course, those are great.
Yeah.
But the one, it says, you were gonna like, getting ready for me, gonna gouge out these eyes, or
Oh,
kind of sick.
yeah.
That's some odd emotion, that's a great
Well, I don't know, I mean,
It's fucking great.
when you're really, 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 really pissed off, what are you thinking? I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, la la la. And when, you know, and that's probably how I felt at the time. You know, I was pissed off about probably something someone did or whatever, and, you know, that's the way you feel about it. That's the way I felt about it. People say it's too violent. That's bullshit, because you have the same thoughts probably once a week at least. It's not, I mean, and plus there's always 1 or 2 or a whole lot of people in your past that you'd love to, you know, be in a dark room for with a baseball bat for a while, you know, and if, you know, I mean, imagine if you could, I mean, there's got to be somebody in your life in particular that if you could get away with it, find them, and kill them in a horrible way and stomach it, you'd probably do it. Yes, you know, but no one wants to go through the trouble and go to jail. So, and I mean, all I gotta say is, they say my lyrics are too violent. Fine, shut me up, and then I end up fucking on the news. You know, standing outside of Walmart with a fucking machine gun.
Well, it's great. I mean, it's like, I remember it's almost like fighting using the transitional speedway lead, that clutch out.
Yeah.
Remember how it was like just kind of had this aura of this fight violence, and it really wasn't, but it.
Yeah. Had a very dark feeling to it.
It's kind of like the best fight music album I've heard since that.
Oh, cool.
Of course, you know, it's been like 7 years, something like that, since that album came out, so I can't really say. That's one band I wish they would go back to that.
I think I heard their new record's a lot heavier.
Really? That's good. That's good. But, yeah, well, I guess that's about it. You guys are not ready to go on?
Chop whatever out of that. There's probably some shit you should chop out of there, but trying to make me seem as nice as possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm really not.
You're actually winning our band of the month contest. We have a website.
Really?
Right at front.com. And if it works out that you win, and then you get some good pictures and interview, then that's great for all of us.
That's cool.
They've really been pushing yours. They sent us 120 of them singles. We just pass them out everywhere, go shows everywhere. Pass them out everybody, people running me down. The drummer from Buried Alive, who's like chasing me down to get the album. Who's just like, oh,
Hey man, I left some lighter on her, I think.
What does it look like?
What? Who is it? What? Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on, man? Doing all right? Good to see. He's in the back with his guitar. In the back dressing room. If you go by those pool tables, there's a blue wall, there's a door there, right by the second pool table. Go to that door. All right, man.
Where?
Yeah, you see a pink lighter up there,
songs that
dude?
were capable of playing.
You see a pink lighter, man?
No, I didn't. I lost a pink lighter days ago. But Tom is notorious for stealing lighters,
Pink
so.
lighter? Yeah, that's my box, though. I
Village,
came back
you're
and
gonna
get that.
Um,
Hey, man, give me a BT, yo.
You want the bong hit?
Yeah, man. I came up here to get away from all the folks, man.
Fired up.
All the stuff you brought here in West Virginia.